Hey, what's up, guys? Mark Conley back with Daily Soccer Skills, and today we are working on our first touch training. Here you can see it's a basic setup. You have a player checking in, balls on the ground. Player checks in, light touch right back to the serving player. They'll turn, check in on the other side, light touch back. Really make sure that you're working on both feet here, right and left foot. And again, the serve shouldn't be super hard coming in, just manageable so that you can play it on a first touch. Now, as you can see, I do have the cones set up about 5 to 6 yards apart with one player working in the middle. The way it's set up is if there's three partners, like one player is going to work one time, and there'll be the server two other times. So as we're checking in, the next progression is that we move the ball to the hands. And now as you're checking in, the serve should come in about knee height, and you want to strike it with a locked ankle. Get your feet set, light touch on the ball. You should have a flat spin, goes right back to the server's hands. You'll then turn, check back into the other side, and really here, just make sure that you're working on both your right and your left foot. You want to get a lot of touches on both, and then really make sure that you're doing the work in between. Sometimes you can get a little bit lazy, a little complacent, and just kind of turn and go through the motions. Really be deliberate in your training. Check in, firm touch. Check back to the other side, firm touch, and again, this is all about technique. It doesn't matter. I've observed, academy sessions, U.S. national team sessions. Almost all of them start with some aspect of a first touch training like this, and so you really want to make sure that as we get a little bit more dynamic in how we move and turn, that we're really spending a lot of time in dialing our touches and kind of getting that muscle memory built surrounding the ball. Okay, from there, our next step is now we go from what is a little bit on the easier side using the instep of the foot to now we're going to go to the top of the foot. Again, this is kind of setting the stage for our volley technique a little bit. And what you want to make sure that you're doing is that you are using the laces of the ball. And so as you check in, the ball is going to come in about knee height, and then you just want to kind of extend that lower leg towards the ball, light strike. You'll know you've hit it nice when it has a flat spin right back to the server. Turn, head the opposite direction, and again, just make sure that you're exercising both your right and your left foot. Make sure that ankle's locked and that you're pointing that toe, so almost like that foot becomes like a 180 and almost like a baseball bat. Okay, the next step is now we're going to start to use our thighs. And so I want to spend just a second here on the thigh traps. I see so much when players will either they'll lean back and the ball will land on their on the top of their thigh, and then it'll end up bouncing back towards their nose, or they'll be too far forward and it hits their kneecap and it shoots straight up. You want to make sure that it's hitting that center, like most fleshy part of the thigh, and then it's just a quick little bump up, and then we're playing with either our right or left foot. You can take it with the right thigh, play it back with the right foot. You can take it with the right thigh, play it back with the left foot. It doesn't really matter how you want to do it. I'd recommend trying all of those combinations, but you just want to make sure that we're really just doing the effort, that we're getting the right technique, and that we're getting the ball away from our body with that first thigh touch. That's the most important part, that as it touches our body, our thigh, rather, that we give it a little bump so it clears our body, and then it's out in front of us, and now we can go play with our foot right away. If it hits our thigh and pops up, and now it's up in our chest area, it doesn't serve the purpose. So it needs to go from our thigh out in front of us so we can play straight away. From there, we go into our chest traps. And so with the chest trap, and I've talked about this extensively before, but you want to make sure that you're using your sternum, and right before that ball hits your chest, think about having a motion of your elbows trying to touch behind your back. So basically your chest is coming forward to make contact with the ball. Either the ball's going to hit you, or you can strike the ball. And so as it comes in, you'll give it a little bump to get it away from your body again, and then you'll go and you'll strike it with that instep of the foot to play it back to the player. Again, really important here that you work to get that ball off of your body and out in front of you. What I see a lot of is the ball will hit a kids in the chest, and they're kind of lean forward. It slides right down their body, and then it's hung up in their feet. Get it off your body so you can go play right away. And then, guys, our final progression is that now we're going to go into our heading work. So here, make sure that the serve is up in the air, that it's high in the air, and it forces the player to take a medium-sized jump to get it. I mean, they shouldn't be fully extended, but they need to be getting 6 inches to a foot off the ground. Go up and then make solid contact with the forehead. And again, there's going to be contact. Either the ball's going to hit your head or your head's going to strike the ball. And so we want it to be where your head is attacking the ball. Use that forehead that's just above the brow there to strike it, and then you want to hit it right back to the player's hands. Really important points there. All right, guys, enough talking. I hope you enjoy this training. Make sure that you dial it in, get your first touches good. It's such an important part of the game. It makes it so much easier when you can trust your touch. All right, guys, get out.